Wow, Boone people doing it. Okay, we are recording.
Let all the kids in. And we'll get going on tactic 9. Shut
You're
my
doing
door.
tactic 9.
Tactic 9, create urgency. Overcoming buyer's reluctance. Reluctance? Reluctance. I think that's, yeah. Proper English.
Well, proper English, that's debatable.
All right. Facebook Live. You got the Facebook Live? Is it working?
Yep, it is. It should start in the next couple of seconds.
Now streaming live on Facebook.
damn, my crew's been active this afternoon.
Jumping on here. I don't see anybody on Facebook Live yet.
What's that?
I don't see anybody on Facebook Live or Zoom.
Nope.
I did secure a special guest for next Tuesday.
Oh, yeah? Of course, now you're not going to tell me because everybody could hear. So it gets to be a surprise for me, too. I'm okay with that, actually.
Yeah, it should be a really good call and interaction. So I want to make sure we've got enough people on this. So
Yeah. That's for the ALC meeting, right? Or are you talking about team meeting a week after?
for team meeting.
Okay, so that's...
I'm sorry. I've got a guest for team meeting.
Yeah.
And I've got a guest for Pivot next Tuesday.
Gotcha. Okay. That makes sense. How did I get to my weird admin thing last time? I have no idea.
Yep, it is.
No, be quiet.
It should start in the next couple of seconds. How did I get to my...
That was weird.
You good?
I am. One person is watching. I can't tell who it is right now.
Rob Pettit just jumped up.
Chelsea's here.
Oh, let her in.
Yeah.
There she is. What's up, Chels?
What up, y'all?
All right. We're waiting for a couple more people to jump on. There we go. I see Rob. We'll get rolling right here on Tactic 9, create the urgency. So for those of you that are on early right now, I just had a really, really strong recruiting call with an agent over at EXP. Not that the company matters or anything, yet it is important to know kind of all the things that Keller Williams has been doing to help out their agents. She hasn't even gotten a call or interaction with anybody at her office. And so we've been talking a lot about making these care calls and communicating with our clients, communicating with other agents in our market center, in our office. And I think it's really important. And obviously, if her office was calling her, she probably wouldn't be talking to me right now. So just something to keep in mind. And so while we're on that, before we jump right in here, and I see Tom jumping on. Hey, Tom. Let's just talk briefly about who should you guys be calling right now. And so, Chelsea, I see you're driving, so I don't want you to do this yet. If you guys are at home, who can tell me what's the Keller Williams motto? It's God, then what?
Yeah.
Or type it in online if you're on Facebook. Let's see, who knows it? So we're going to take the motto and we're going to do it slightly differently. And I know there's a delay on Facebook, so I'm waiting to see if some people chime in with some answers here. And so we're going to basically take the Keller Williams motto and we're going to shift it a little bit because we're in a shifting market. So the Keller Williams motto is God, family, then business. And actually, Rob just answered as I was saying it, right? So it's God, then family, then business. So we're going to do something a little bit different, and I know you guys can't see that. So if you got a pen or paper in front of you, and I did this with the leadership this morning, and I thought it was pretty impactful. We're going to do self, family, and work. And I want you to leave enough space underneath that because there's a couple of things that I want you guys to put in on top of that, okay? So under our self, right now, because we've shifted our new norm to where we are right now, I want you to go ahead and put daily routine / workspace. Okay? So what does your daily routine look like right now? Guys, get up at the same time. Keep doing the same things. If you guys are on the Thrive call, you hear Mark Brenneman, our regional director, saying that. get up, show up, dress up, and then he does his keep smiling and start singing thing, which I'm not going to do, okay? Yet, let's make sure that we're still doing these same things on a day-to-day basis. And then I want to ask, and are you working out of a designated workspace? Because if you're working in the kitchen and there's distractions around, there's kids, there's the dog, there's the wife, there's the husband, whatever's going on. Oh, I forgot to clean up from last night's dinner, so I'm going to do that. Don't get distracted. As you guys can see from the lovely background, I'm in one of our guest bedrooms, and I've turned this into my little command center now for work. I probably should have spent more money on, instead of routers and laptops, I maybe should have bought a desk because I'm on a bunch of cardboard boxes right now. Yet it works for me. So your daily routine and your workspace. The next bullet point underneath self is going to be, what am I doing to feel good today? Okay? And then what we need to do, and there's a book out there called Atomic Habits. It's a great book. And I'm stealing this. This is my R&D department, right? Rip off and duplicate. So I'm stealing this from a mega agent named Jessica Tucker. We talked about this yesterday. I've also been given that book 2 years ago as a gift, and I've read it. So it's really good to hear some of these things. But are you guys implementing intention in your day-to-day basis? So I want everybody to write down this sentence. And this is what it looks like. I will blank at blank in blank. And what that means is that's an implementation intention. So I will do an activity, pick the activity, at, pick the time, and then in, pick the location. So for example, I will lead generate at 9 a.m. every day from my guest bedroom. For right now. You guys should be doing these implementation intentions on a daily basis for how you're going to run your business. The second one is what's called a habit stacking formula. Okay? And I see Rebecca Bose just jumped on. Hey, Rebecca. So let's talk about a habit stacking formula. After blank, I will blank. So this is your accountability coming into play. So after whatever action you're doing, after lead generation, I will go for a walk. I will get a candy bar. I don't care, whatever you want to do, right? So what is the action and then the reward that comes with it? So when we talk about family, the second point down, what we want to do is we want to go ahead and post a schedule for the family to see. This is going to be your accountability. Those of you that have small children know that they are the best accountability partners because they don't have that buffer. There's no filter with kids. That's why Bill Cosby had a show, Kids Say the Darndest Things, because the kids just know right from wrong. It's very black and white. And they will tell you, Mommy, Daddy, why aren't you lead generating right now according to your calendar that you put on the refrigerator for all of us to see from 9 to 12, you need to be lead generating, right? So post a calendar in a public area in your house, such as the refrigerator, so that people in your family or people that you live with or extended family, whatever, know what your calendar is, okay? And then the second part of family is go back to self. What am I doing to feel good today? What are you doing to make your others in your world feel good today? So be mindful of that. Lastly, we get to work. And work is really broken up into two things. What Jessica was telling us yesterday is you can be working in your business or you can be working on your business. And so as we all know, yes, that is, and you guys have probably heard me say it a little bit differently sometimes, where it's not working in your business, working on your business, but it's what I call income producing versus income servicing. And the 80-20 rule is alive and well in this. Your income producing activities, they need to be 80% of your day. Your income servicing activities need to be about 20% of your day, okay? So make sure that when you're doing your business on a day-to-day basis, you're either working in your business, you're working on your business, and make sure you're divvying that up because it's not a 50-50 split, okay? Now, who are you guys contacting right now, and who should you be contacting? So this is the segue into Tactic 9, okay? And we're talking about create urgency and overcoming the buyer's objections. So who are you guys talking to? Well, PJ, who should I be calling right now? Who do I need to be communicating with? Well, I'm going to tell you right now, and this is in order of priority. Do not confuse priority with importance, okay? This is in order of priority. So the first people you're going to be calling is your past clients. Why do we reach out and talk to our past clients first? These people already trust you. You have already gone and taken these people through the largest financial investment of their lifetime or one of the top 3, right? So as a result, when they have questions right now about what's going on in the stock market, they go to their stockbroker or they just go to E-Trade and pull their money out of the market, right? It's not that easy to get out of a house if they need to sell a house or if they need to buy a house. So we need to be reaching out to our past clients first and foremost and having the conversation with them. And I don't care if they closed 2 weeks ago, guys. We need to just be talking to them and saying, hey, how's it going? Just do your care calls, okay? The next person or the next group that we need to be communicating with or reaching out to is going to be those people that are in our sphere of influence, okay? As we all know, this is my sphere of influence. This circle right here, okay? This is my 5 closest people I spend the most amount of time with. And they've all got their own group of 5 around me, okay? I didn't even plan this out. It just really worked really nice with the pattern on the wall, okay? So if these are my core advocates, the people in these 5 circles around are my advocates, and then the people in those circles around them are what we call, you know, an associate, right? And so we want to get these associates into advocacy. We want to get these advocates into core advocacy. And so how do we do that? We reach out, we communicate with our sphere of influence right now. I have gotten so many, hey Sybil, hey Becca, welcome guys. I have gotten so many people right now that I reached out to in my sphere and my past clients asking me about refinancing right now. So what have I done? I've made sure that I've got 1, 2, 3 different lenders to send them in regards to refinancing their houses right now. It doesn't matter if I'm not getting paid on it because I just showed them that I'm the real estate expert, and next time they have a question about real estate, they're going to call me first before they do anything else. And that's the point of this. Now, what I also did is I've done a personal refinance in the last 60 days, and I've had 2 clients go to the same lender. You know what I asked him yesterday? I said, first of all, I called him to wish him happy birthday. Yes, I did this on his birthday. And I asked him who else he knew that did refinances. And he said, dude, just send him to me. I'm good. And I said, well, of course I will. And you haven't sent a buyer lead to me or my team in a while. So I want to make sure that what you've got, you know, we're sharing business back and forth. I've given you 3 refinances. He goes, all right, man. The next buyer is coming to you, right? And it was just a simple conversation question. Are we talking to our vendors and our allied resources that way? So after our sphere of influence, what I'm going to ask you guys to do is call your vendors, call your allied resources, just check in and see how they're doing right now, okay? After that, and I don't want anybody to say anything or give an answer or response, I want you to think of the agent or agents in our market center or in our market, even if they're not with Keller Williams, that are in trouble of going out of business right now. Who are those agents that you know that they're putting their head in the sand right now? They're not doing the things that they need to be doing. They're not getting on Facebook Live. They're not getting on Zoom. They're not getting on this continuing education that we're running. And I want you to reach out to them and have a conversation with them. I'm not asking you to push somebody and say, hey, Chelsea, I need to see you on those Zooms. No, that's not what this conversation is about. And I'm only picking on Chelsea because she's been on literally every single Zoom that I've done. Thank you. All right? And Tom. Yes, I see you there, Tom, on Facebook Live. Tom's been on every single one as well. So, guys, what the conversation is what can I do to help you? What are you seeing in your business right now? Maybe we're introducing them to a different way of thinking around the real estate world and the real estate business right now. And if they do fall out of the business, you're going to be the person that they reached out to and continue the relationship, and I'm happy to pay you a 25% referral fee. Okay? So, and then lastly on the list, everyone else. Who else just needs a phone call? Who else just needs a, hey, how you doing? High five. Well, social distancing, we do the 5 like this now, right? Okay. Some of you will get that joke later or not. So what are we doing for our community? So that leads right into this tactic 9, talking about sense of urgency and how to build it, right? So if you guys haven't looked into Bold Pivot yet, Bold Pivot is going to be taking a lot of the objections that we're hearing from COVID-19, coronavirus, and all that as to why I'm not moving forward on a deal or whatever right now. And it's going to give you the objection handlers around that. So if we dive into some of the objection handlers, right, in the shifting market, are we seeing an increase or a decrease most likely in the market coming? Up or down? I hear Chelsea say down, decrease, right? See maybe a couple people on Facebook Live. I will agree with that. We're probably going to see something going down. So we want to talk about what we call the myth of reluctance, okay? And so why would somebody who was ready to buy a month or 2 months ago not be willing and ready to buy right now? What are some of those excuses? Because as Bold teaches us, we can have reasons or results. We can't have both. And we know that a lot of people are not going to make a decision because of uncertainty, right? Bold also tells us that clarity is power, right? And so if we're not clear on what's happening right now, I can see a buyer telling me, hey, PJ, nope, I'm not buying a house right now. Okay, well, why aren't you going to buy a house right now? I don't know what's going on, and if the market's going to go down, then it could go down even further. I'm going to hold my money for 6 months and then go ahead. Awesome, great, love it. And what I know is that he could be right, or she could be right in telling me that. Yet I can only tell them what the market is doing right now. I can't tell them what the market's going to be doing in 6 months. And by the way, and I'm not a lending professional loan officer, all right? Yet I do know that the guidelines around lending are getting a lot stricter. So what happens when the interest rates go up? And the $200,000 to $300,000 price range we've been looking at now is $150,000 to $250,000 price range. So we've got to be prepared to have these conversations. So that's my little plug for Bold Pivot, and it's only 99 bucks, guys. Yet let's figure out a way to those myths that are fueling the reluctance of our buyers out there. So what's going to happen, and there's a little graph on this in your book starting on page 169. We've got the downward market, right? And in a shift, typically we're going to see a downward market. And then we have what's called the point of realization. And that's where that downward slope curves right back up. And that's usually going to be triggered by something in the market, whether that's economically driven, whether that's financially driven by interest rates, whether that's new home construction. If you guys were on Gary Keller's call the other day with Monica Reynolds, the webinar, he said new home construction needs to figure it out right now, because that's going to be, the brakes are going to get put on new home construction. And so then what does that look like, right? And all of these things are a factor into the size or the value of the property that somebody can purchase or that they can sell for. And then we have the market's correcting itself because the market has shifted, right? So 2008, we had the crash. And then if you look at the point of realization, I think it was like June or July of 2011. And so it's going like this. It starts to level out. And then 2011, it starts to go this way. And it still took till about 2013 to where things actually started going up at a stronger incline. Now, the time frame on this pandemic doesn't seem to be that long, or at least that's what the experts are calling for right now. But there is going to come a point, and then the market shifted, it goes back up, it's going to kind of level out, right? So where are we going to make our money in this? We're going to make our money in the extreme upwards, right? So guys, the MREA Shift book, right? We also have another book called Hold, right? We've got another book for investors as well. And so as that market, and I'm trying to do this as best I can to show you guys this picture, but as you guys can see where the market is shifted, see where the safe zone is. It's not in the peaks and valleys, right? So the safe zone is where we're going to continue to make money for our clients. Now, understanding the urgency, that's going to take some trust. Go back to who I told you to call first. Who are you calling first? You're calling your past clients. Those are the people that have already shown that they trust you, right? So the people that are going to trust you, if I'm like, hey, Cece, you need to sell that house right away. That now is the time to do it, or just be prepared to hold on to it for the next 2 to 3 years. Okay, if we're going to do it right now, now is the time. Or now is the time to buy because, guys, let's face it, lending is still very, very inexpensive. It's very cheap to borrow money right now. Okay, so why do you think so many refinances have been happening? Okay, because I dropped my interest rate from a 4.375 to a 3.625. Okay, guys, that's huge. That is huge. That is a 0.5 percentage point. Now, if you guys really want to know, value that I purchased the house at was $305,000. Do you understand the impact and change that that has had in my monthly mortgage? I don't mind sharing my numbers with you guys. My mortgage is $1,448 a month. Okay, my mortgage is now $1,298 a month. Okay, we're talking about basically $150 a month extra that I'm saving on a 30-year fixed. That's huge when you guys think about it, right? On a 30-year fix, there's 360 payments over the life of that loan, right? And so that would be, what is that? 36,000 and another 18 on top. So that would be $94,000 over the life of the loan that I'm saving just by refinancing and changing the interest rate. When the interest rates are up, sorry, you can't refinance any lower. So it's really cheap to borrow money right now. And that's what a lot of people that maybe you're talking with a first-time home buyer, they're not going to understand that because they're like, oh, this is what it is. Yeah, the first house I bought was 13%. Okay, that was my interest rate. Some of you guys may be laughing and scoffing at that right now, like, oh my God, how bad was your credit? That was the market. That's where it was. And so as a result, yeah, probably my bad credit played into a little bit of a role of that, okay? Not going to lie to you guys. And I was able to then from there go ahead and refinance that property down, held on to that property for 17 years, sold the property, made a great profit off of it. Yet that was the cost of doing business back then. So the baby boomer generation and the people that were alive in the late 70s that saw interest rates as high as 18, 19, 20, 21%, and that was with buying discount points. This is a dream right now for them because it is so cheap to borrow money. Yet our first-time home buyers don't understand that. And so it's our job to educate on that. So what are the 3 things we need to do when we're talking about buyer urgency? They need to be available. They need to be able. So they need to have available cash for down payment or down payment assistance program. They need credit worthiness. Okay, that's the able part. Next, they need to be ready. Their mindset, they need to personally be motivated to purchase, whatever that reason is. We talked about it yesterday. 4, family, occupation, recreation, dreams. What is moving that decision part or the readiness part forward? And last is willing, okay? And you've heard that before. Able, ready, and willing. We've all heard that before. And that's going to be, the willing part is going to be, what are the market expectations? Hey, I can afford to go ahead and buy a $300,000 house right now. Awesome. Everywhere I want to live is $500,000 to $600,000. I'm not willing to pay that much. It's not going to happen, right? So being able, ready, and willing to jump into the market is what's going to increase that that sense of urgency. All right. So moving forward in tactic 9, you got to be the local economist. Anyway, I can't talk. Economist of the market. Yes, please correct me on that, Chelsea. I can't say that word. Economist, I guess. I can't say the word the right way. Sorry, guys. It is what it is. All right. You've got to be that expert, okay? And so when we're talking about things, and I think you guys know I've got a really numbers mind driven. So I've been looking with loan officers and mortgage rates and everything right now. Down payment assistance programs, they're not even being offered a lot anymore because a lot of the down payment assistance programs have changed their guidelines around if that person doesn't have a job when this deal closes, we're not paying it. And guess what? The loan officer's left on the hook for it. So we need to make sure that we know what's going on and we can help our clients avoid potential pitfalls, right? So be the local economist, okay? But if I'm saying that wrong, sorry. You got to tap into their way of thinking, right? Where is their mindset at? Have they ever been through a shifting market? Have they ever owned a house in a shifting market? Well, those of you that have been in the business for, a minute and have clients that remember that time back in 2008, then that's going to be, those people have already experienced and said, and those are going to be the sellers that you guys have to watch out for because they're going to be like, oh my God, it's a pandemic. It's going to be just as bad as 2008. Well, no, it's not going to be as bad as 2008. I can guarantee you that. So their property values are not going to drop like what they experienced before. So why can I say that with such certainty? Guys, if you look historically back over time, we have a correction or a shift in our market typically every 10 years, okay? And sometimes we have additional shifts. Sometimes we skip out on a shift. So if you guys look back at why 2008 was so impactful, it's because we skipped a shift. We were supposed to have a shift in 2001, but we all know what happened September 11, 2001. And that, instead of having us shift in the market, the federal government put a lot more money back into the market, bailouts with banks. So there was savings that could be gone ahead and given to people. You guys have, I'm trying to remember the name of the movie, The Big Short, right?
Oh, yeah.
The Big Short. They were analyzing the mortgages in The Big Short and noticed late payment, and so on and so forth. And they could see this correction that had to come in the market, and it did. And unfortunately, it came in the way of a lot of places going into foreclosure, people getting booted. Sometimes, and a lot of times, what we saw even in that movie was people that were renting, that were still paying the rent, but the mortgage wasn't getting paid. They got ousted from their properties. And so that's why there was such an influx with short sales and foreclosures, and that was part of the topic of what we were talking about last week. So what are the hazards of timing the market, right? So buy or wait, that's going to be the question. So if we could know right now in buying a house, right, let's just say for argument's sake, a 4% interest rate, let's go ahead and let's call that a $200,000 home. We'll go ahead and call that about $1,000 a month in a mortgage. Well, if the home prices increase, which we know they year over year increase at a rate of anywhere from 3 to 6%. Let's just say it's going to increase because after a shifting market, it usually increases quickly. So let's just say it increases at 5%, right? I'm sorry, decreases at 5%. It's going to go down first. So that means the home price is going to drop to about $190,000, right? If it decreases as much as 10%, it could go down to $180,000, okay? Yet, the interest rates increase is what's going to hurt. So let's say it increases a half a point, okay? Or a half a percentage, excuse me, okay? If it increases a half a percentage, which is basically what I just saved on refinancing, and I told you guys I was saving $150 on my payment, that's going to be an increase of close to, let's say, $150 a month. Okay, so now your $1,000 mortgage payment just went to $1,150. Okay, great. Now, what happens if the price drops down to $190? And you're going to say, DJ, I'm saving $10,000 here. Yet $10,000 is probably only going to knock $100 or $50 off of that $150 increase. So I'm getting the same house, I'm paying less money for it, yet my mortgage is going to be higher because the interest rate increase. Even if it drops to $180, and let's say I keep that, maybe you're knocking $100 off, I'm still paying an extra $50 a month in a mortgage, okay? Now guys, go into Shift Tactic 9, page 189 to dig into this a little bit deeper. If you have more questions on it, I'm happy to answer, so go ahead and throw it down on Facebook Live. I'm monitoring that. I see Evan, Christy, and Linda all jumped on. Awesome. I love it. And Linda, welcome to our office. Also, guys, look up and see so we can have these conversations at a high level. Right now, when we're making our care calls, people are going to be looking to us as the expert. This is where we really need to shine, and these are the conversations we need to have at a much, much higher level. All right. Last thing on this is the opportunity timeline, okay, or what they call opportunity time. And so right now, we've got some unpredictability of what's going on in the market, right? So maybe if I'm talking to a seller, you know, before things shift and we know it's most likely going to go down and then come back up, then we need to go ahead and list that property right now because it's not going to be worth what it's going to be worth 3 months down the road, 2 months down the road, 6 months down the road, whatever it may be. Hey, Amanda. See, Amanda just jumped on. That's tactic 9, guys. And as I said before, self, family, work, let's start putting those schedules into place. Let's reach out. Again, in this order, not of importance, but of priority. Past clients get phone calls first. Sphere of influence gets phone calls next. Allied resources and vendors are the third person on your list. Fourth person, that's going to be those agents that we feel may be in trouble, right? May not be doing what they need to be doing right now, maybe putting their heads in the sand and not making it. And then and then the fifth priority is everybody else. So make sure that we're reaching out to those people. Guys, remember Bold Pivot, starting May 5th. I know Christy Walker just signed her team up. I see her on Facebook Live. Guys, we've got, I think it's going to be a really strong advantage. If you guys were on team meeting with us last Tuesday, Matt and 3 of his agents from his team are doing it. I see Evan on here. I know Evan's doing it. And I believe it's Evan, Leah, and Aaron all just graduated from Bold and are taking it again. As you guys know, I do a little bit of coaching. And one of the things we were talking about are we set up for when the floodgates open. And one of my coaching clients out in Asheville right now, he is, excuse me, he is Balcom County opened back up. And he is getting influx with business right now. And he told me since that happened last week, he has got 2 listings. He's got 3 buyers under contract, and he has 3 new buyers. And he said, you want to know what the funny thing is? He said, I looked back, he said, and they all came from Bold. He said, they were all things that I was doing during Bold. And I said, okay, great. When was your Bold? He goes, that's exactly what I'm talking about. Because you guys know me, I preach what I do today affects my income 90 days from today. Right? He said, Bold started in Asheville in the middle of January and ran to the middle of March. And now it's the middle of April. Well, what's exactly 90 days after the middle of January? The middle of April. And the business that he has coming out of it. And that's 8 clients right now. So, yeah, is he kicking himself because they didn't all happen during Bold and he didn't get reimbursement check? Whatever. Do you think he really cares right now? Because in the last week, he's got 8 new pieces of business. And I see Chelsea just commented that she's going to be signing up for Bold Pivot. Awesome, Chelsea. Good job. Guys, it's a great advantage. And I'm giving it out to agents right now. So who do you guys want to recruit and put in your downline right now? Hey, Nadine Wynn, I see you jumping on there. Who do you guys want to put in your downline right now? Okay. I've got 10 spots that I'm going to give away free Bold to agents outside of our company. And I'm going to put them in your downline. Okay, I put offers out to 2 agents so far. And I want to thank those of you that keep sending me referrals for great agents. Jeremy on Sarver Group, she sent me a great referral. Looks like it's in a new recruit. Looks like it's really going to work out. Looks like it's really going to help in her profit share trade. So let's make sure we keep doing those right things, guys. Any questions, comments, concerns before we wrap up another great week of fun and excitement? Guys, get on to this. Pivot every day at 2, okay? Next Tuesday, Pivot with PJ at 2. We've got a special guest who's going to be on here. You guys do not want to miss it. Bring some questions. This guy is a top MAPS coach inside of Keller Williams. That's all I'm going to tell you about it right now. But this guy coaches a lot of great people and even some people in our market center. So, and it's not me, so it's not my coach. But guys, get on that. Next Tuesday, 2 p.m. Pivot with PJ, going to be a little bit different, but bring your questions, okay? Also, I've got another bold coach coming to our team meeting on Tuesday. Going to be a surprise. And so just make sure, not this upcoming Tuesday, the following Tuesday, you're on team meeting. So we're going to get some really good information from yet another bold coach. Tammy Youngst was on this week, if you guys didn't catch it. Guys, I love you. I love you guys being on here. Keep pushing forward. Reach out to your fellow agents. Make sure those ones that need to be on here are getting on this stuff and moving forward with your business right now. So, guys, make it a great weekend. Have a great Friday. I love you all, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye, guys.